Alright, what's going on everybody? Ratchrunch is back for another video. Today we got some exciting mods for the C5 Corvette here. We're actually installing our LG Motorsport Super Pro Longtube headers, so they're right over there. We'll show you in 1 second. They're beautiful. It's going to be kind of an in-depth installation, but we're going to give you the best possible camera angles and explanations we can, because there really wasn't much on YouTube at all. Longtube headers for this car, especially for that brand, so we're going to try and provide you with the best content. But yeah, enough with the engine bay. Let's show you what we got over here. Alright, so here we got everything laid out. We got the headers themselves. We went with the 1 3/4 inch, which is the smallest option you can do, but these are the Super Pro headers, so they are meant for better airflow. They're constructed better versus their Street Series, which is a little more budget friendly, and I think they're constructed slightly differently. So these are pretty much just race headers, going to give you the best airflow possible, the best tone and everything, so we're super stoked. They're freaking huge, and the welds are really good. Looked over the flange area, no real nicks and anything, so it shouldn't be any issues. Alright, and next to the long tubes we got our off-road X pipe set up here. Again, the welds look good, the piping all looks good. We got some of these flat adapters for the O2 sensors, so we'll be installing those later. Got all our standard clamps, and then we got the gaskets over here. Everything checks out fine once again. And last but not least, we're going to actually use some heat wrap that we had from our old project car, so it's actually a good idea to do this. We're going to wrap the headers with this stuff because it definitely helps dissipate the heat down and out of the engine bay. These LS1s, at least ours, really has a bad heat soak. The engine bay gets extremely hot, so hopefully this will help. The headers actually dissipate the heat good, but this will add an extra layer of precaution. So yeah, without further ado, we're just going to jump right into this, start disassembling what we need to do, and let's get into it.
So the first thing we're going to do is just disconnect the battery. It's an 8mm, and we're just going to disconnect the negative terminal, because we are going to be fooling with some electrical components and along with the alternator. So it's just to be safe, just disconnect that and we'll get into it. And make it a little bit more accessible for the headers. Take these covers off. On this side you have to take the engine cap. Jesus, that was on there. So we're just going to kind of pop this out of the way, set this aside. Alright, so now that we took that cover off, we can see the injectors. We are going to have to unplug those and the plug wires, which we'll get to in a little bit. But we're going to take this side off here. Might have to come around and do that, but while I'm on this side, I'm going to take this 15mm, take the tension, belt tensioner, and break that loose, because we are going to have to take the alternator out of the way. So I'm going to get this belt off. Get that out of the way. And if you don't know the belt pattern, make sure to draw it, or you could Google it. In this case we do, because we have replaced it before, so I'm not going to really take note of that, but if not, take note of it. So now that we got the belt off the alternator, we're going to take the alternator completely out of the way. It's a 15mm. There's 3 mounting bolts, actually 2 mounting bolts on this one. There's one here and then one down below. We're just going to get those off, and then we're going to have to disconnect this right here, get that out of the way, and then here's the power supply. Right there, we'll have to take that bolt off and just pull it right out, and then we'll have some access. We'll be able to access these coil packs, plug wires, and then pretty much straight to the headers. Alright, now that we got everything kind of out of the way, the one last thing we want to do is just remove this little battery heat shield tray thing. It's just held in by some little plastic clips. I'll set this aside. Just gives us a little bit more access to see the headers, the stock ones, and just put the new ones back in. We are going to take off the whole coil pack as a unit. There's a little bracket. There's about 5 screws. They're 10mm. There's one here, one here, one here, one here, and then one under that. It's not very easy to see on camera. We'll disconnect this thing, unplug the wires, so we just have the valve cover visible, and that's it. So take that now. And there are these screws here, which are also 10mm. I'm not referring to those ones, because those will just disconnect the individual coil pack by itself, but instead you can just take the whole unit and have them still connected, so it just makes it easier. So just make sure you have the ones with the long studs on the back side right there. There's 5 of them. We got all 5 of those screws out. Now this thing's ready to go. The last thing holding it in are just the wires. So just unplug those. They should pop right out. Probably could have did them prior to disconnecting the bolt so it stays in place and you have something to pull against, but no big deal. So this is the whole coil pack assembly, the bracket. You don't want to mix and match them with the right and left, so we're just going to completely do the passenger side first. Put that over here. And now we just got to disconnect this EGR tube, and we're going to take off the dipstick. There's a couple bolts that hold that into the head. Get that out of the way, and then we can start disassembling the heat shield and then the headers itself. Then we'll have to go down below, disconnect it from where it bolts up to the exhaust down there so we can pull it up out the top or through the bottom, depending on which way is easier. In this case, it'll probably go right out the top. So if we make our way down here, we have this little EGR tube right here. It's held in by two 10mm bolts, and then this dipstick kind of is in the way, so it's a 15mm. We'll get that, the heat shield, and then the headers themselves, like I said. So we'll start doing this now. 10mm here. Be careful, everything's going to be rusty. You don't want anything to snap, so depending on your mileage accordingly. Can't hurt to put PB Blaster. Luckily this isn't too much of a high mileage car, so we're just analyzing it before to see if it's something we should do. But yeah, we got to clean this up. We're definitely in need of a valve cover gasket. And that's the 15 that's just holding in the dipstick tube. And now that will be able to come out a little freely, which once we get the heat shield out. With these 10mm right here, there's one there, one here, and then there's one down low. Probably gonna have to use 1/4 inch to really get in there, but let's see. Get this big boy in there for now. If these don't come out as easy, it's okay, because you could really manipulate this heat shield. You will not be reusing that with the aftermarket header, so if you have to cut it, you can. It's like a thin piece of aluminum, so you could put some shears on that and just cut it right out. No big deal, because sometimes those are really stripped into there and they're not even round, but luckily in our case they're still hexagonal. Alright, so we ended up jacking up this car. Everything is out of the way on this side so far. Now the stock header, I guess it'd be more like the manifold, is connected to the cat. There's 3 bolts to hold the flange together. So we sprayed them up with PB Blaster and we're going to break them loose. They're a 15mm. If Wes, you want to go show them where I'm talking about. This is where I was talking about right here. I think you can only see this bolt right here that's holding this flange to this flange. But there's 3. There's one on the bottom and then one on the other side. We're just going to break those loose so that will disconnect it from the H pipe. And we'll be able to pull that manifold out the top. However you want to refer to it. If it's a header or manifold. I love GM. They're making everything so easy. How is it? Now that we got the header / manifold disconnected from the cat back, the only thing that's holding it in right now is O2 sensor, which we'll take off in a little bit, and then the 5 bolts that are holding it to the cylinder head. The one bolt is right over here, one there, one under this, and one there. I'm going to PB blast them. You want to be extremely careful. You don't want to strip those or break those off into the head because you're going to have a nightmare. And it's just something you don't want to do. So definitely take precaution with this. It is a 10mm. Highly suggest not using any electric tool or maybe even air tool. I would just use handheld and just go from there. We're going to take that off and we'll be able to pull it out through the top. And it's going to be tight, but we might have to take this loose, the coolant reservoir, and just kind of slide it out of the way. But let's just go straight for it. So we actually found one more header bolt or manifold bolt that was under this EGR little bracket there. So we got them out. So there's 6 in total bolts. Now this should just come right out through the top. I disconnected the O2 sensor because we are going to reuse that. But this is the old one here. Got all the gaskets here. For the new one, which we're going to install from the top, we're actually going to have to, since it is longer than this and where it bolts to the cat, we're going to have to probably remove that H pipe out of the way completely, so when we put it in, it's not just rubbing up against that. So we'll take this O2 sensor off. Should be a 21mm socket or 7/8 PB blasted. If you're using new ones, don't worry about it, but ours were fine, so we're going to reuse them. So just to visualize what I was saying on taking it out the H pipe, we just disconnected the cat from the manifold up top. And we actually did it to the driver's side as well. And then there's two 15mm bolts that are kind of like holding it to the, can't see from here, but it's holding it to the body. I can't tell where it's exactly bolted into, but there's two 15s there. And then the rest is to the flanges in the back, which is the axle back. And we're just gonna remove those. And I think there is some O2 sensors somewhere else connected.
Yeah,
I think it's up.
they're tucked like way up.
Yeah, they're up here, so we'll have to disconnect those as well. But yeah, we'll go ahead and just put the 15mm on this and break that loose. Oh, that was pretty loose to begin with. Okay, now this thing should be hanging kind of freely. It should be. Is there hangers? Oh, there's kind of a hanger mechanism back here, which is also going to be 15, so I'll take those out and then just disconnect it from the flange. In this case, it might be a stock muffler for you guys, but for us it's BBE. I'll link that video above if you want to hear how that sounds. Here's the O2 sensors back here. Once we get this out of the car, we'll take those off. It'll be a lot easier. Alright, so we just managed to get the stock H pipe out. We took out those two O2 sensors. We took them out under the car and left them plugged in. So we'll just thread those in when we get out. But this was the hanger in the back. On the new ones, it's still in the same spot, so it'll be like that, bolted into the same existing spot. And then we'll have the X pipe, and then the long tubes will probably come down to like here. So it'll all work out, but this thing is taller than I am. I'm 5'11", 6 on a good day. This is probably like 6'3", maybe. It's a long car, so I expected it, but hopefully get some good money for scrapping these catalytic converters right now in the demand. But now let's put the header in on the passenger side. We'll start taking off the driver's side, and it's going to be like the reverse procedure, but we'll show you along the way. Let's do it. Alright, so now everything's kind of hooked up. We have the O2 sensor in, like I said earlier, and we put some heat shield on this. We're not going to go too crazy with it. We're just trying to have the heat covering where it's really going to be towards the engine bay. The rest of this is going to be under the car. It should dissipate from within with the sides. It's not the best heat wrap we had. Might have to redo it eventually, but for now it'll do. It'll help. We cleaned up the surface where the header is going to reach the head. We got our gasket over here, and we're just going to slide this in. We're going to try and film the best that we can. It's going to be hard. I might need Wes's hands to help me kind of maneuver this. This is just an awkward, it's not heavy, but it's not light. It's just really awkward. So we're going to see, like I mean, the car. See if we get this in first try. That out of the way. And we got the smaller size headers, the 1 3/4. There is bigger. I can only imagine how much that's gonna be more of a difficulty to get in. But so we have the header just kind of sitting there. It's in properly. We didn't tighten anything down. We didn't put the gasket or anything. It's just resting on something down there. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was actually not that hard. It was just kind of wiggling this AC line out of the way, and then this EGR little tube. You want to be careful because you don't want to kink this. Now we're going to put the gasket in, tighten it down, and this side should be done. I do have to fool with the O2 sensor. I think we're going to be deleting one. We're going to be plugging the top half, the one like on the header, and then extend it with the extender that we have onto the one that's going to be on the X pipe. We'll kind of have to go into that a little bit later, but for right now, let's just button this up. We'll do that off camera. There's no real need to show you. Just tighten it down equally, you know, torque it. I'll get the torque spec and we'll go from there. So the passenger side is completely done. We just have to put some little touches in, like the EGR tube, just hook that up and then run the pipe to the back. But for now, we're just gonna do the driver's side. I went ahead and took the coil pack off camera because it's pretty much the same process as the other side. I did that, and then I disconnected the EGR tube right here. There's the two bolts that go into the manifold. Now I'm just taking off the heat shield, and then I'll eventually just take off the manifold itself, and we'll put the new one back in. We might have to kind of take this hose off from the back completely to make it easier to get it in there, but we'll see. Some people even say you have to loosen up the steering rack. We're gonna also just see, we're kind of just winging it. We're gonna take off the old one and see if the new one get in there with everything in place. If not, we will have to remove it and go from there. So we finished just putting the driver's side header on. We buttoned it all up. We put the alternator on, the belt, the covers. Everything's ready to go. We're just gonna put the pipes that connect to the long tubes, and then we'll run it all the way back to the BBE exhaust, and then we'll give you a cold start and go from there. All right, guys. So it's the next day. We left off pretty much. We ran out of daylight last night, but and we actually got really fatigued. The X pipe where we left off, just installing all that to meet the billy boat, was a lot more difficult on the ground than we anticipated. So now we're actually going to just jack it up on ramps and really get more leverage, because piecing it all together and they have to go in really far is really tight and it's hard, especially after a long day. Our muscles, not that we have many to begin with, just aren't there anymore. So we're going to finish up that, and we're actually going to kind of start it up to get up on these ramps. It is somewhat connected. It's not connected out the back, so technically it's like an open header kind of sound, so this is not how it's going to sound permanently, but we got to get up on the ramps, and I'm not pushing it today, so let's start it up.
Here goes nothing.
Five hours later.
Alright guys, we actually just finished. We started around 6:30 p.m. and as you can see, it's dark. It's probably 11 p.m. at this point, so we're absolutely exhausted working on the ground. We did get it done. Unfortunately, the LG Motorsports X-Pipe did not fit well at all with the billy boat axle back we have. We had to cut a little bit of the X-Pipe back to make it fit properly. So we did get it to work. We might have to do some, more putty around the exhaust if it ends up leaking a little bit, but I don't think we're too worried about that now. But yeah, overall, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this was helpful if you're looking for headers for your C5 Corvette. This combination is going to sound incredible, but the fitment was not good at all. I'll say that right now. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to give you a little tease start, and then the next video is going to be, full review of our C5 LG Motorsport billy boat cap back or axle back, drive-bys, all that fun stuff that we do. So without further ado, let's start it.